Joining me now is Nick Van Dyke. He is the CFO of Northisle Copper and Gold. Nice to see you, sir.
Yeah, nice to see you.
So we spoke to your CEO about, let's call it 10 months ago, or at least I did, and now we get a chance to speak to you and propel the story forward. So you've got the North Island project, multiple targets there essentially, and including Northwest Expo. You've been doing most of the drilling there. So can you bring us up to speed on what you've been doing, and also tell us about this new discovery at West Goodspeed?
Yeah, for sure. So at Northwest Expo, the main focus there is to try to change how the market is thinking about the project. And we're able to do that because what we've discovered there is a really high-grade, gold-enriched part of the larger copper porphyry system. It projects to surface. We've got a target for later this year of a 40 to 50 million ton resource estimate. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But I think that's going to be really impactful. Among other drill holes there, we hit 130 meters, grading 2 grams per ton gold equivalent. We had just released before the conference another 102 different 100-meter holes, grading 1.4 grams per ton gold equivalent. So it's a really great deposit, and it allows us to think about the project with kind of a smaller footprint, higher return, CapEx idea that's going to allow us to advance things in the current market years.
Interesting. So can the market expect maiden resource at Northwest this year? And if so, do you think that'll move the needle and change perceptions?
Yeah, so I think the goal, the target we've put out is for the first quarter for that resource estimate. I don't see any reason we won't hit that. Obviously, it'd be ideal to have that out before PDAC. That resource we've said has a target of 40 to 50 million tons. We've extended the strike since we announced that target, so I think we've got pretty good odds to do well there. That resource we then can combine with the Red Dog deposit and potentially reconsider how we advance the project. Again, that's sort of that high return, lower CapEx, and I think that's going to be a game changer for how people think about the asset.
So the company has said you're fully funded essentially for the first part of the year in terms of exploration. You raised $6.5 million. Your cornerstone investors were involved. You also brought in Franklin Templeton. So you do have some sort of a prestigious shareholder base. How would you characterize it?
Yeah, so we have a really strong core set of shareholders. There's 4 individuals who own about 10% of the company each. The management team owns another 10% or so. So 50% of the shares in strong hands among the management and these cornerstones. Franklin Templeton joining us, a great investor. One of those cornerstones is Michael Gentili. He's been a strong supporter for us, now a strategic advisor for the company. And so I think those shareholders allow us to move forward with confidence even in a challenging market.
I had a chance to interview Michael Gentili at the Red Cloud Fall Mining Showcase. Fascinating guy, really interesting, and great ideas about investment in the mining sector. Okay, so lastly here, just in terms of valuation with the stock, last time Sam Lee said, and I'm quite sure the number's right, he said the market's basically valuing us at 4% of our net asset value.
Right.
Stock's pretty well doubled, if not more, since then. So that brings you up a bit, but presumably you're still undervalued, right?
Yeah, well, so, we're trading at something like 9% of our net asset value.
Okay, yeah.
So I think anybody would reasonably say that's still a bargain. I think the other piece of that is that as we kind of reconsider how the project gets developed and reduce that CapEx, we've got a metallurgical testing program underway that potentially improves the recoveries. And so now you've got a project that's going to produce really, really good gold content, near surface, low cost, much lower CapEx. I think you can draw the lines to say the valuation's only going to get better from here.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for the update, Nick.
Thanks.
Nick Van Dyke, he's the CFO at Northisle Copper and Gold.